And I'm sitting, it's Lunchbox sitting next to Jen, and like the hat says, them things be dangin'. It's the lunch hour on a Friday night at 9:20 p.m.
Oh my God.
I thought you might say something.
I'm in awe. I'm speechless.
Because them things be thangin'?
Yeah, something
Or
like
is it
that.
because my meat be swangin'?
You're sitting down.
But
You're sitting still. Like what?
Doesn't matter. Anyway, Perfect Nightmare. This is Violence, their newest song right here on the lunch hour on Pirate Flag Radio and Gun Music Radio.
Arr.
Maiden.
I want to say that every time.
And we're back. That was Perfect Nightmare with Violence on a special, almost entirely Jen picked episode based on the Nominees this year.
Yes, the Mamas just happened. In real time. You're in the future right now if you're not watching this on YouTube. So they happened a couple weeks ago for those of you in the future.
Yeah.
But I kind of tried to go with that, but it didn't go entirely like that. So we have a few. We have a few that were nominees. I don't think there's any past nominees. I tried to kind of not do that, but whatever.
Like I said, almost an entirely nominee related episode.
How many times have we said that word?
So, for those of you who don't know, the Mamas of the Modesto Area Music Awards. I personally have 3, and was the first to reach 3 in the metal category, and to this date the only. And actually, technically, if we grandfather me in, I've got 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have 4.
Well, Nothing But Losers have 3, but they had 1 before I showed up.
Yeah.
And then we got 2, and of course I got the 1 for Brutal. And I still hold the dubious record of being able to be the only person to hand themselves a mama from one year to the next for different bands. And nobody will ever take that stupid fucking record away from me. Fuck you if you think you can.
That is a weird record because, for those of you that don't know, you cannot win back-to-back. So
Yes.
You couldn't hand Nothing But Losers couldn't hand Nothing But Losers the award.
Right. The only categories where you can win back to back is promoter, venue, and event, if I'm not mistaken.
I see event. X-Fest won like 45 years in a row.
Yeah, X-Fest won. Well, I mean, what beat X-Fest as far as like magnitude of events? I know it wasn't always the most enjoyable of things.
It was never enjoyable. X-Fest was fucking awful, and I'm gonna die on that hill.
Except the last one. The last one was rather pleasant.
Me.
Well, let's go ahead and crack our beers here before you get all fighty and shit.
Let's do it.
So, either way.
Oh, I have beer. This is Grains of Virtue, Freddy Funfetti. Oh, God, I gotta lean forward. There's a picture of fucking Freddy. Okay. It's a Funfetti cake sour, and I don't know what this is gonna taste like because I don't know what a sour cake tastes like, but I'm interested.
It is definitely in the spirit of the season, and sticking to the Oakdale beer theme of the episode, I have a Dying Breed Hoarder Porter, coffee vanilla porter. I've been waiting a long time for this. Our twist on the classic porter features locally roasted coffee with a hint of vanilla. Dark roasted malts give it notes of rich chocolate and brownies. This beer is a must-try for any coffee or beer lovers. Brewed with coffee and vanilla. Drink cold, drink fresh.
Is it fresh?
I don't know.
Is it Crescent fresh?
Breakfast beer, 11, 15, 22. So it's fresher than those last couple.
I like that it said breakfast beer. Jeez, my face. I don't have a year on mine. It smells bad. Oh, sour. So sour. Where's the cake?
So you're so far disappointed, huh?
I kind of get it.
I think you'll enjoy that one. This is not as good as Craig made it out to be. Fuck you, Craig, for lying to me like always.
Hey, shit, Craig. Oh, this isn't as like syrupy as I thought it would be.
Oh, I definitely get the cake in that. It's a nice little sour kind of with basically you taste the sprinkles.
Sprinkles. I don't know what else you. Well, cake has a taste to it, like yellow cake.
Yeah.
I would like a yellow cake with chocolate frosting. Beer. Someone make that happen.
Someone make that happen. We should make that happen.
I'm not gonna make that happen. If you make it happen, I will drink it. Talk about it. Okay, maybe the longer I drink this, the more I will taste.
It like I said, it's in the back there. Like I said, it's definitely the sprinkly taste of it.
It's very sour though.
So it has been a hell of a fucking week out there slanging Coca-Cola products for the man. They've been having me dig through stuff, do like just every return we could find, every bottle. Now it's Halloween season, and tonight we got to take our kid to his first trunk or treat, dressed as Angus Young from AC/DC, which is the theme of the year. He loves AC/DC, he loves rock and roll, so we asked him, you want to be Angus? He said, yeah. Okay, so we got him a little sport coat and the little matching pants. Jen cut him into shorts, and we threw his little acoustic guitar on his back and set him out there with this giant fucking pumpkin. As you can see for scale, this is how big this fucking thing really is. Putting it behind us does it no justice. And he got more compliments on the giant pumpkin bucket than he did the costume. Like, you got a lot of compliments on the costume.
Much more for the pumpkin, though. People were very impressed by the giant fucking pumpkin.
We got out of the car, and immediately a little girl, that candy bucket's so big. Like, we hadn't even gotten anywhere, and he's running around with it at every table. Oh my God, that thing's huge. You're so smart for bringing a giant bucket. Thank you.
Bye. Not a whole lot of vendors this year, though. Not a whole lot of candy for me to eat. I mean, him to eat.
Well, I mean, remember, this is just the first of many events that we're going to go to where he's got candy going.
Yeah, this kid gets like 4 Halloweens. We didn't get 4 Halloweens. What the hell?
Okay. Now, to be fair, he's got the trunk or treat tonight, the Halloween show next Saturday, Blacklist Pro Wrestling in Dinuba on the 29th, and then actual Halloween on the 31st. And he gets to wear his costume to school on the 30th.
I don't think they'll get chocolate there. Maybe they will. Maybe they will trick or treat.
Maybe they'll actually let them bring candy for once. So, I don't know. I think that's bullshit if they don't. Give the kids some fucking candy.
I mean, they're just sending them home anyways. It's Friday. The hell do they care?
It's not a Friday. It's on a Monday. The
The 30th is on.
Yes.
Whatever, they're sending them home. They're not keeping them.
They're not keeping them. So anyway, let's go ahead and play ourselves another song here. Now, this is not a nominee. This is a former Mama winner who has actually won. What, same year we did, right? Same year Brutal Innocence won?
I have no idea.
Either way, we've played them on our show before.
The years melt together.
And this one is going to be a little bit more of a live kick. They filmed this at practice. And, of course, Seven Rose and Ralphie just can't get enough of them. The incredible Broke Note Undertone with their new song, Yes Ma'am, right here on the lunch hour on Pirate Flag Radio and Gun Music Radio every Monday night at 8 p.m.
We just did some crazy stuff. It's gonna sound weird.
It's going to be weird.
Gonna be weird. Yes, ma'am. I think I recorded that time.
Yeah.
And that was Yes Ma'am by the incredible Broke Note Undertone, heard by, well, at least one of you, for the first time on the lunch hour here on Gun Music Radio and on Pirate Flag Radio on the Radio King Music app. It's always tough to get to tell on the new call sign.
Well, and the word radio comes in a lot, so you're just kind of saying the same thing.
Radio.
Radio.
So, moving on, going back to the mamas, and we have a lot of mama winners, a lot of mama nominees as it were. And so, what was your favorite memory of the mamas? Like, what was the most fun you've had at the mamas?
Oh man, it was all in the same year. It would have to be that one year a long time ago when I was really sick. Like I had a cold and I wasn't going to come. So you left. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll go. So then I went. We took 2 separate vehicles for some stupid reason. And when I'd already bought a dress, and that's very unlike me. So I might as well go and make everybody else sick. And when JoJo licked me in the face, or like hanging out after that, it's always like hanging out on the steps or something that has nothing to do with the mamas, because when we're actually at the event, I'm wearing heels and my feet are screaming at me, and that's all I can think about.
Okay. So it's always, well, I know that always going and parking it on the steps, drinking, taking a picture of you doing your one bottle shot of the year. We have not, and I almost wanted to go just to go do that this year, even though we technically weren't invited. So, like, that would stop me from showing up anyway. But there was that, the after party of the year that I got to hand myself the mom.
Is that Eve's?
Yeah. When we were at Eve's, and, like, Martina sat down, I sat on her lap, and you came in and went and sat on my lap. And, like, I just had that shit-eating grin on my face the entire night. Like, just the whole time, I was just kind of giggly. And JoJo's just like, this motherfucker is so stoked that he has a dubious record that nobody can take from him. That he could be say he was the first to do this. And that is just one of the better years. But of course, you know, me getting dressed, I love getting dressed up, as you know, dancing with everybody. You know, it's one of the few nights a year I can dance. Well, I mean, I can get away with dancing with everybody's wives all the time, and nobody ever really cares because that's just my gig. And, you know, it's always cool hearing your band name called. You know, it is really the shit, especially when it's in front of everybody. I will say I did kind of find a liking to when Hellheart won, and the place just went silent because all the people in our scene who don't go outside didn't know who the fuck they were. And I was the first one clapping and hugging, and they just looked so awkward. So awkward. And then the next year, when Allie walked up and was like, dude, like, everybody's kind of looking at me weird. I don't think everybody likes me. And my response was the same old man advice I'll give her to this day. Fuck them. Like, that's their problem, not yours. Like the shirt says, fuck them. Like, that's their problem, not yours. And that very night, when they gave us the mama, I walked up and gave her a hug, and she was like, I'm so happy at you because you were the only one who wasn't a dick about it. You know, and that's the thing I always find laughable is when people find a reason to bitch about who won or who didn't, or, you know, it's rigged or whatever. And I'm just like, first of all, no, it isn't. Second of all, I don't care.
It's a popularity contest. That's what it is.
The entertainment business is a popularity contest.
And you can't get around that. I mean, it is what it is. But if you weren't popular to begin with, why would you be getting an award for that? So,
well, I mean, they don't always give the Grammy to who wrote the best song. They don't give the actual best movie doesn't tend to always actually win. It's the one that draws in the most people. It's the one that makes the most money. And on a much smaller scale, that's kind of what the mamas are. Like, if you bring in the most people, get the most people mobilized to vote for you, get the most people to pay attention for you, you're going to win. And that's, once again, just indicative of the entertainment business. And it bothers me that these motherfuckers don't know that. Because if awards like, if music awards were based on who wrote the actual best music or the most technical music, then we'd be sitting there listening to like Tool and Dream Theater every year.
Yeah, or you'd be hearing stuff that you've never heard in your life. You're seeing people walk up for songs you've never heard in your life. Like, things get popular.
Yeah.
Sometimes things that are good don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens.
That's just life.
Sometimes you just suck.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that need to realize that. Speaking of people that suck, go ahead and check out Mike Vanek Suck's whole podcast, Sounds of the Underground, once again on Pirate Flag Music Radio. We got a whole onslaught of new stuff out there. Nick Souza's Thrashapalooza, Moose, oh my God, the vinyl records. Huh?
Who's Moose?
Moose is a guy from Bristol, Virginia.
Oh.
Like a local legend on Pirate Flag.
I thought it was going to be a moose and squirrel thing. And then I turned that into a supernatural thing in my head. So, continue. So,
either way, check out Pirate Flag Music Radio on the Radio King Music app, Pirate Flag Radio. Once again, check it out. We've got so many good shows, including this one, which isn't very good tonight, but
we're pretty lackluster. It's been a weird week.
It has been an exhausting week.
We got holiday coming up. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's Halloween. Lots of things happening.
I cannot wait on the 28th. For those of you that will be in attendance at Persuasion Brewing Company on 7th Street to see my costume, I am continuing the tradition of being one of my band members. And I'm knocking this one out of the park. I have put more preparation into this than I did the first one. And you know how much preparation I put into the first one. I was Dave Bell. So that's my bass player, for those of you who don't know, who's 6'4", very lanky Mexican and plays in a thong. I am none of those things, and I still played in a thong.
How much preparation did that really take? We just bought you the alligator thong, and you had a skirt. Wait, that wasn't your skirt. You had some clothes.
No, we went down and got the fabric from Hobby Lobby.
Oh yeah, so you could just kind of tear it.
Yeah,
it was a tearaway.
It didn't even last that long. It fell off during the first song, so I went over and we didn't give Dave time for someone to take his skirt off. I ripped his skirt off in the first song. I was like, I'm not gonna be the only motherfucker up here naked. So there was that. And then last year I was JoJo, which meant I was shirtless, and I had Martina paint his tattoo on my belly and his other one on my pinky. And the best part was I walked out painted up like him, shirtless, with the tattoo, and he's like, "Hey, Lunchbox, man, I need you to make sure there's power over there on this side, and I need you to do this, and I need you to do that." And I just stared at him and go, "Fucking seriously, dude?" And he just looks me up and down real quick and goes, "Oh shit, you're me, huh?" So come on out. We got Adonamia. We got Beheading of the Queen. Mama winners for Best Metal Band, Beheading of the Queen. That's right. They have joined the exclusive family. So we're going to tease them about it and talk about it nonstop. And all the way from Fresno, Forgotten Faces, who we played last time on the lunch hour. Check them out. They're really cool fucking power metal band out of Fresno. And then our new little brother band, Dead Meth Heads, with our nephew Xavier, who has become our little roadie and little writer kid. He wanted to play with us at that Trauma show that was supposed to happen. And of course it got canceled, but it was also 21 and up. And we're like, bro, we're not taking you 150 miles for you to have to wait outside.
Get in.
Yeah.
He's little.
Yeah, he's only like 17, 18.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a kid, so. He's a small. So anyway, moving on to the next song. This was another one of Jen's picks. These guys played Modesto tonight. They actually finished their live video right as we went on. So you can talk about why you picked this one.
Oh, I picked them because they had a show. I actually thought it was much further in the future instead of tonight, but here we are. If you didn't go see them tonight, then you missed out. It's a band from Ukiah. They're making the rounds. Looks like they were in Reno the night before, maybe right before this at least. So, this is Plague Father from Goreskin Coffin, because goddamn, that's a fun name to say.
Goreskin Coffin.
Sounds like one of our neighbors is dying over there.
Goreskin Coffin right there with Plague Father. And if you get a chance, check those guys out. They just did Reno last night. They just did Fresno today, or Modesto today. Did you see where they're heading next? Is it Fresno?
No, I haven't. That sounds about right, though. I mean,
if you're making the loop, make the loop. Yeah.
I think that wins for most fun name to say, at least of the year.
At least of this year so far.
Goreskin is hilarious. Throw coffin. It's spooky season. Coffins are fun, so you know.
Yeah, I guess I'd go with that. It's definitely 'tis the season, just like this Grange Virtue Funfetti Cake Sour beer.
We've traded because I fucking hated that. I hated it.
We've had worse.
Yes, I've had worse. That's true. But first of all, it was supposed to taste like cake. You don't fuck with cake.
I'm
upset.
I taste it.
I don't taste shit. I taste sour, nothing.
Just sour.
It doesn't even have a taste. Maybe I'm getting COVID.
Thanks. Let's go ahead and just bring it to a down note.
Anyway, I can't taste anything in that except it's super sour. In comparison, we've had other sours recently that have been calling themselves sour, but they don't taste that sour.
Not this sour.
They don't make my face do that thing, you know. But sour. Sorry, I was looking at the comments and I lost my
Do we get a comment? Do we get some comments?
Brandon has arrived.
Brandon has arrived. The boss has arrived. Brandon Blacker, I will see you next Sunday in Danuba. See, I'm having one of those moments where like my chat not loading a damn thing.
This happened last week too. Mine was showing things, but yours wouldn't show them. And we're on the same platform doing stuff. I don't know what's happening. And then after the feed ended, there were like 1,000 comments, and I'm like, where did these come from?
See,
Where have you been?
No suggestions, just talk. Wait, what suggestions for what?
See, you didn't get the first comments. Someone said play some punk, and said, send some. Oh my god, send some suggestions because I'm lazy and I like suggestions.
And then Brandon said no suggestions, just talk.
What is that? Is it a feather?
Yeah, because this thing busted open. Like, why are you freaking out over a fucking...
Because a feather came off of you. Are you a fucking chicken?
Maybe I'm a duck.
You gonna fight me like in Peter Griffin?
No, because I'm not a chicken, I'm a duck.
Oh, okay. I'll feed you bread later. Possibly.
I could use some bread.
If you're lucky.
So, of course, which one of our episodes would be complete without a random death fact from the Mistress of the Macabre, the Central Valley's Elvira, the one and only Ellie Von Grimm.
Fun death fact. The first sign of death can actually be found in the eyes. Your eyes will turn a milky white color due to lack of fluid and oxygen to the corneas within 10 minutes of death, if you died with your eyes open. If you died with your eyes closed, it takes about 24.
24 minutes, 24 hours.
She said minutes, so I figured it was 24.
Seems like a very specific number, though. 24 minutes.
Well, I mean, when they're doing the science of things like that, you definitely want to go with the specifics. You don't want to sit there and be like, oh, about 30, 40 minutes.
Not everybody's the same. Not everyone dies the same.
Yeah, some with their eyes open, some with their eyes closed, and some people just lose their heads entirely.
Yeah, lose your eyes, whatever.
Yeah, right. If you lose your eyes, I have a feeling it doesn't quite do the same thing.
I bet it happens faster because they're not even attached.
Yeah, so the fluid and oxygen are definitely gone.
For real, gone. It's all gone.
So now when she says the first signs of death, I'm wondering if that means like the first signs that you are dying.
So I took that as if you walk in the room and you see someone laying down and you're like, oh, they're sleeping, and you see their eyes and you got the milk white eyes.
They did.
That's pretty good sign. Maybe you should put a mirror under their nose, maybe, or something, at the very least.
A mirror under their nose.
Yeah.
This is not checking a dead dog.
Who does that with a dog?
I actually remember reading that into a book. Who does that with a human?
Lots of people watched the Golden Girls last night.
Would you care to expand upon
Oh,
that?
sorry. I just assumed everybody watched the Golden Girls a lot. So Dorothy makes a joke that, every morning she goes into Sophia's room, puts a mirror under her nose to see if she's still breathing or not. There were other references to that, I think, too, but That's not the first time I've heard that.
The first time I heard it was in the. Did you read the Great Brain series in grade school?
That doesn't sound familiar.
It was about a family in Utah. They were one of the weird, like rare Catholic families amongst a bunch of Mormons. And one of the brothers was super smart, and it was written from the view of the younger brother. And when the old town dog, like, you know, just the old stray that all the old Western towns used to have that just kind of lived behind, you know, the local butcher shop or whatever, someone came up and said, "Hey, I think old Butch is dead." And they ran over and they put a mirror under his nose and it didn't fog up. So that way they knew old Butch was actually dead.
I don't want to read those books now because the dog dies.
That was the only part of a dog dying in that book.
Don't want to.
Really? It's not Old Yeller.
Don't want to read it.
And I mean, they don't even endear the dog to you all that much. Okay.
I read Where the Red Fern Grows.
Oh God, that was.
And that's enough for me for the rest of my life.
That was gut wrenching at the end. Like I'm not sure what was worse, was old Dan dying from his wounds or little Ann like just going into a spiral and not just dying.
Bad. Oh, bad. There are movies. There have been several movies that have been made off that. I had no idea.
There are multiple Where the Red Ferns Grows movies.
Never gonna watch them.
I would say I watched the first one.
There have been a couple remakes. Like, that's an old book. They've had a lot of time to make movies about it.
Well, I watched one when I was really young, and it wasn't gory at all. So it was like almost like it wasn't too sad because it wasn't believable. Like there was no gore. Like when Anne was laying on Dan's grave, like and he ran over and like held her until she passed away. Like it's just a dog that's just kind of laying there and kind of looks freaked out when he grabs a hold of her.
Well, CGI probably didn't exist too much, so you can only do so much with dog actors.
All right, so we got 2 more songs and, of course, our bad horror movie review. Let's go ahead and hit that next song. This is from another nominee, local boys from Modesto, from Depths Arise, my boy Michael Casera. He started this band a while back with my buddy Marky, who used to be known as the blind drummer from Zombie Death Stench. And just check it out, man. Lies and Misery, which is something that we all deal with on a daily basis. Lies of Misery from As Depths Arise, straight out of Modesto, or actually series rather, which is the same shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah, series is Southwest Modesto.
I suppose if you live there, you probably care more.
Yeah.
For driving through purposes, it's the same.
It's the same thing. It's just hit the Mitchell exit. You'll be there.
Blink, you know.
So, and now we move on to the horror movie review of the week. And you know, Jen and I have been covering a lot of bullshit. There was, of course, Pappy's Graveyard, which is our measuring stick for bad.
It certainly is.
There's Death to Heavy Metal, or Death to Metal, which is kind of our measuring stick for awesome now.
Yeah.
So, and then, of course, everything in between. You know, we've done Wrestle Massacre, we've done Murder Size, we've done all these horrible B movies that are made to, for the most part, to be bad. You know, some of them, like Death to Metal was actually a lot better than expected. Like, there was the cheesiness, there was the stupidity to it.
It had a much bigger budget, though, I think.
Yes.
Than you would have expected, or than the other movies did, at least.
Yes, the cinematography in it was actually fantastic. The gore was solid. Everything about it was actually rather good. We're still unsure as to whether or not the dude's girlfriend and the little tweaker neighbor kid were actually fucking. Like, I want some backstory on that. And we're still looking for that Grandma Incinerator song that they played at the end. So if you can find that shit, I think it's called like Death to the Elderly or something like that.
I think that was close. Something with the elderly in it.
Yeah, like slaughter the elderly, kill the elderly, death to the elderly.
I think might have actually been correct.
Like, it was a really damn good song. And if you can find that and shoot it over our way, we'd appreciate that. But we put on a classic the other night, and we're like, you know what? You want to just review this? And I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and knock that out. And so we present to you the 1988 John Carpenter classic, starring the one and only Roddy Piper. If you don't know where this is going, then buckle up, Buttercup, because this is one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion, which spoils my ending. But fuck off. This is They Live.
What do these things want, and why are they here?
You still don't get it, do you, boy?
They have recruited the rich and the powerful.
They're running the whole show.
Wake up! They're all about you, all around you. Blinded us to the truth.
Take a look. They are safe as long as they are not discovered.
I don't know what they are or where they came from, but we gotta stop them. Stay away from me. Put these on. They have us. Look at them. They're everywhere.
We have no other choice.
I don't like this one bit.
Leave it alone, man. It ain't none of my business. Ain't none of yours. We have been lulled into it.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. We're in trouble. The whole world's in trouble. Control us! You're sending some kind of signals out of TV sets.
I've got one that can see.
Mama don't like tattletale. Now we start spilling some blood. Let's go!
Push a button.
I come here to chew bubblegum and kick. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah, definitely don't believe that. It is actually,
It might be.
no, they're playing it in theaters recently. The Goat went and saw it. Steven? Like, he took his daughter to go see it not too long ago.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, if you didn't gather by the short synopsis there on the trailer, for those of you unable to watch along and you're just listening on Pirate Flag Radio or on Gun Music Radio, what it is Roddy Piper is an unemployed, drifter. He finds these glasses, these sunglasses that kind of reveal the world askew as we don't know it. And essentially all of our media is propaganda telling us marry and reproduce. The money says this is your God. It basically, it's a very good social commentary on what was going on in the day, and it's worse now.
Yeah, it's quite a bit worse now. I'm curious what that would say. I'm curious who would be the aliens. What if it's us?
No, it would be social media influencers.
I know, but the alien people though, like, how would we know? We could be aliens and we don't know it.
I mean, if we got ourselves a pair of them nifty sunglasses, maybe all of you are aliens. But, of course, They Live is an outstanding movie. I think it cost something like $10 million to make, and they made 30 off it in the box office.
A lot of explosions. That costs a lot of money.
Yeah, the explosions machines. Roddy Piper probably wasn't cheap because that was right after WrestleMania 3, and he had left to go do Hollywood. Like, that was why they talked about... Go ahead and say it.
It's after the Adrian Adonis dick match. He left to go do They Live.
Why did you hesitate when you said that? Why did you get that? You couldn't just say Adrian Adonis dick match.
Because it's hilarious. That's what I call that match. For those of you that are not aware, I think we've talked about that possibly before. Mike Vanek knows that. The three of us I refer to it as that match. The other two know that I refer to it.
No, Mike Vanek does as well.
He does sometimes. Anyway. Sidebar completed.
So after Roddy Piper wrestled Adrian Adonis' dick, he went ahead and went into Hollywood and made this gem of a movie. And I mean that when I say that. This movie is incredible. It's got, for the day, it was still a fairly high budget, but very gritty feeling movie. It's dirty. It's dingy. The only complaint we both have about it is the fight scene.
What the fuck? So, Roddy Piper's got the sunglasses, and he has a friend who is also working with him in construction, who also is kind of a drifter also. And he's trying to get people to put these sunglasses on, this is what I'm seeing, you need to understand, this is weird as hell. And he tries to get this guy to put the sunglasses on, and he just won't do it. And then they fight about it in an alley a lot, like broken windows and like
breaking boards over each other's backs.
They fight about it like children. Put the fucking sunglasses on. Just put the goddamn sunglasses on and it'll shut him up. Even if like he's crazy and he's just like, look at these sunglasses.
And it does nothing.
Just humor him. He just kicked your ass up and down this fucking alley. You kicked each other's ass up and down this alley. Put the fucking sunglasses on.
See, I was going to say, I think Homeboy actually got the better of him for the most part. Like, he was the one walking away, and Piper ran up and, like, got his arm around him and threw the glass and, like, kind of held him in, like, a one-armed, like, bulldog choke. Where it's like, dude, he just beat the fuck out of you, had you on the ground, and yet somehow you have the fortitude to one arm get a hold of him and put the glasses on him.
A lot of unbelievable things in that fight. The most of which was just put on the damn sunglasses. That's my theme for this movie. Oh, it's They Live? Just put on the fucking sunglasses.
Just put on the fucking sunglasses.
Just put them on. God, you could have saved like 10 minutes in this movie at least.
Yeah, but the fight scene was awesome.
I know, but like, put on the fucking glasses. Why are you fighting me on this? Just put on the glasses. Are you an alien?
I would put on the glasses. You wouldn't have to fight me on this.
Anyway. 'Tis the season for spooky movies. It's not really a typical spooky movie, but...
it's more of a sci-fi.
Yeah. Sci-fi is fine. It can be spooky. But, you don't really have to press me too hard to watch this movie. I give it the thumbs up.
I've already called it a gem multiple times, said it was much watched, or said it was a must watch. They Live. I remember watching it for the first time when I was 8 or 9 years old. And I thought it was the greatest thing. My Aunt Pepper showed it to me.
Did you rent it, or was it like on HBO? Or
I think we rented it. I think we rented it at New Economy Video.
I hadn't seen it until, I'm just going to say recently. Not like in the last year or two.
About 12, 15 years?
Yeah, maybe less than that.
Did we own it in Sacramento, or was it on demand?
It was on demand.
Okay.
Because I didn't even know it really existed. I mean, I probably did at some point, but I was little and didn't care. Frogtown. I didn't know the Frogtown movie existed.
Hell comes to Frogtown.
I never did finish that. I started it one time.
It's not worth it.
And I just kind of got up and started cleaning things. You know, a movie's bad when I get up and start, like, cleaning the kitchen. That's how bad it is.
That's the measuring stick of an awful movie to Jen, is she gets up and cleans the kitchen.
I get up and just start doing other things. I get up off the couch to do something. It's bad. It's bad, man. It is.
So anyway, go watch They Live.
Don't inhale your beer.
And now,
go ahead.
And now we have come to the end of the show with our last song tonight. Following the law of you always end the show with a J-Dub song. And for the second time in a row, we're going to go ahead and finish it up with a new song off his new Book of Job album entitled The Devil Wears Banties and Vans. And that's actually the title of the song, too.
What's Vans and Banties?
Is it Vans and Banties? It is Vans and Banties.
He wears both of those things. He or she wears both of those things. What order? It's not up to me to decide.
So either way, once again, you can check out the lunch hour every Monday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, either on Gun Music Radio, KGMR, or on Pirate Flag Radio on the Radio King Music app. Once again, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My name is Lunchbox. She is Jen. And then things be thangin', as my hat says. So either way, this is J-Dub. I'm sorry, this is the Book of Job with The Devil Wears Vans and Banties.
Yeah, she knows all the coke that she blows won't ever make her sense. And I see all the lies I see and the devil she hides in